Hey everyone, this is Andy Rung, and we're going to be making a video today about all of the new releases that have came out of Dispo Genius that has just dropped today. So, super exciting stuff. So, first thing we're going to go over is now there was some feedback from users that were saying, "Hey, um, I sold a deal super quickly. Sometimes within an hour, sometimes even within 10 minutes." Uh, and they were like, well, I don't want any FOPs to go out to any new buyers, and I want to make sure that all buyers know that the deal is sold so that they don't have to continue wasting time on it. So that's live now. So now you can essentially go in here into your settings in Genius Studio, and you'll see this stuff is kind of grayed out right now. We had some designs for it, but then we designed it and it came on the email and I didn't like any of it. So we're going to do redesigning. But yeah, this is also on the way as well. So yeah. So if you go here, as you can see, this is at the bottom here. You can just turn on notifications to buyers and you can do email notifications. You can also do SMS notifications and you can have set templates, or you have to have set templates. And then to set a template, you just go over to Genius Templates over here. So that is essentially the new feature of being able to send out notifications to buyers that were included in that deal, that the deal is pending. You could say, hey, the deal sold, keep an eye out for the next one. This actually trains your buyers to actually continue to look at any future deals because they know that you're actually moving stuff. Okay, next really cool one. So we had a couple of people that were like, hey, the current flow is, it's schedule walkthrough and then create an offer. But I couldn't like log the offer at least, but they still want to do the walkthrough, but they just want to at least essentially like, at least log the offer down. Because I can be like, hey, I'm in for 140, but I'm contingent on walking, or can I go see it at, 4 o'clock? So now we allow that for users to be able to essentially log offers and also schedule walkthroughs. So you can kind of switch them. It doesn't have to be like a set process. So there you go. That is the new feature there. So awesome. Okay, so next thing is some of you requested that after you scheduled a deal, maybe you had another deal that you just got in play and you didn't want it to kind of interfere with the current scheduled deal. So if you schedule a deal, you can actually reschedule the deal to a different date and time. Now you don't have to like before you had to like cancel the entire deal and then like recreate the whole thing. Now you can just like literally uh, just just reschedule it and it'll go to the rescheduled time. Okay, so this one's a really fun one and it's badges. So for all early adopters, they'll get this badge called the early adopter badge, and it's essentially just the first 100 users of Dispo Genius. So feel special. But we're going to go over all the different types of badges. So first thing is super loaded. So super loaded means you've closed one single deal that resulted in 100K assignment fee. So these are for those monster deals that you can essentially, if you did do one, you can open up your Genius Studio and you can see that you can kind of flex on that. And then sharpshooter, this one's like if you're watching this video and you played like Call of Duty or Clash of Clans or any of those games before, I played a lot of Call of Duty. Is This is like the Obsidian badge or the Obsidian skin or whatever. Sharpshooter is relatively hard to do. You have to close 5 deals in a row without canceling a single one. And you earn this badge once. So once you do that, then you get the badge. And this one's a relatively hard badge to get. I don't know a lot of people that can close 5 deals in a row. I know people that can close like 6 deals or can contract 6 deals, but like close like 5 of them. But I haven't heard people really like close one after another. So this one's definitely a special one. If you get on Dispo Genius and do end up getting it, huge congrats because this is really impressive. Big Bucks Club is closed. I also don't want people to not send out deals just so they can earn this badge. But yeah, Big Bucks Club is you close a multifamily deal, so it could be a duplex, triplex, quadplex, or any commercial type thing that's anything over 5 units. That's the Big Bucks Club. Master closer is sell a deal in under an hour. So from 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 deal creation, not deal creation, from actual the first message going out to the buyer to a buyer in the pool to the deal going pending uh, to sell in an hour. I already know a couple of people off the top of my head on Dispo Genius, if not like 6 or 8 people, companies that have done this on multiple occasions with Dispo Genius. So this one's super awesome. It's called Master Closer, and I'm sure a couple people have it. Dispo Machine is close 3 deals per month for 3 months in a row. So you can cancel like 10 deals in 1 month, but if you at least close three, then that counts. So you have to close three, three, three. So a total of 9 deals. Dispo Machine is this one's definitely really special as well, and also impressive. People don't know how impressive this is to consistently close these deals. Buyer Wizard, this one's like this what brute force is to add a total of 1,000 active buyers to your database, or as vetted buyers or as VIP buyers. I hope you don't have 1,000 VIPs. I've never heard anyone have 1,000 VIPs. Next is SendFlow Commander. So that is to generate 30,000 total personalized messages via SendFlow. Uh, Actually, behind that, I think the math was like that's like that's like months of like time saved from all the personalizations. Like every personalized message takes, let's just assume like 30 seconds. If you generated 30,000, this is like really bad math in my head, but if you generated 30,000, probably like, weeks, weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. Tenfold Lord, this is really impressive if you generated 100,000 personalized messages. It's not like you have to physically generate them. It's just like every time you do a Tenfold blast, if there's 300 buyers in there, then there's 300 total personalized messages. Early Genie, we already went over that. Essentially, it's awarded to the first 100 users. So, and there's a bunch of benefits being an Early Genie. So yeah. Okay, so expanded send flow metrics are super huge. These are actually real stats, by the way. I was almost like I was not like highly surprised because we see stats all the time, but this is the first time I've seen the stats with the expanded versions. So being able to see like okay, like this many clicked via SMS, this many clicked via email, and so on and so forth. It still needs a little work. This is actually off, but all the metrics like these, all these, and this is all correct. So yes, you're seeing this right. Someone on Dispo Genius reached out to 284 buyers, had 46% of them respond. It's like around like what? That's like 130 something. That's like pretty freaking significant. Imagine 130 responses on one deal. 130 responses. And when you think about it, you know, a lot of people may brag about, getting, let's just even say 15% reply rate, which is normally something to brag about, in the normal world without DG. When you actually dig into it, you'll see that like more than 50% of the replies are like stop, either stop, do not call me again, do not send me deals again, please take me off your list. This is not what I asked for. This is not an area I'm looking in. I already told you I don't buy these type of homes. I already told you I don't buy in this area. Da 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 da. So, so it's actually 46%. So we're actually like 4 times greater than the industry average reply rate. One and two, we like our negative response ratio is like sub 5%. The rest is either the buyer's trying to schedule for a walkthrough, the buyer's submitting an offer, or the buyer's giving constructive feedback about the deal. That's usually most replies that we get on DG. And there's imperfections and there's things that obviously could be improved, but we're working towards every day to improve that. But these stats are like insanity. You don't see these stats a lot. Is a 43% click-through rate via SMS, 7%. I would like to see a better click-through rate via email, but the overall click-through rate, you see 49%. That's pretty freaking baller. Email open rate, 52%. Total picture link clicks 138. Guys, that is insane. And I'm sure, and I, as a founder of Dispo Genius, that know how much further we can push Dispo Genius. I mean, there's just so much more that we can do to boost these scores. Like we have barely hit the surface on what we can do to further enhance these metrics. So it's in the pipeline. We're working on it, and hopefully by the end of the year, we can have an average reply rate of like let's just say above 50% or around 50%. Right now, our average reply rate across all user accounts is like 35, 30%. I would say that's it. I want to get that to 50% by the end of the year. Obviously, there's external factors which I can't directly control, but 80% of things I can control directly. Uh, I ran a bunch of campaigns in the past, just for my own company and stuff. And we did a lot of optimizations, a lot of tweaks and stuff like that. And I think there's a lot that can be done to get this reply rate. I think it is possible. It is possible to get above at some point in the future an average reply rate of like across all user accounts. Now this will be really difficult. This will be an astonishing feat. Is above like 80%. That means out of if you send the deal to 10 buyers, 8 will respond. Um, so yeah, that I mean that's like out of a fairy tale uh, for a lot of people, but I am delusional enough to think that is possible. So what's that quote? Like the ones who think they're crazy enough to change the world usually do. I think I'm crazy enough to believe that we can get 80% average reply rate and like a negative like reply ratio like sub 1%. And that 80% being high quality constructive buyer feedback, uh, all without adding any new bars. So yeah, that's coming. And then other enhancements and bug fixes here is, oh wow, we got a lot of bug fixes and enhancements. So quick notes, now you can add notes in each deal in the Genius profile. You can now have buy box timestamps now, so you know when you last created it, when you first created it, and then when you last updated it at. And then now you have flooded for specialty rehab types. So in Florida, we noticed that a lot of buyers would say, hey, I am okay with buying properties in a flood zone, but just make sure they're not flooded. Or it was like, I just, I, I, I buy in flood zones. It was weird, but we just, I forget what the exact use case was, but adding flooded definitely helped. Senfo cleanup. So we just did some cleanup to something I thought that was going to be useful. Apparently it wasn't, so no one used it, and we could just remove the feature entirely. That's part of being a startup is that we'll throw ideas out there, and sometimes they'll work, and sometimes it doesn't. Follow-up optimizations is we noticed that with our follow-ups and stuff, that our follow-ups would be following up the wrong times, and even the agents that were uh, coordinating them, it wasn't like properly scheduling them correctly. So we just kind of have like a fail safe here, and the SMS character limit. So now we have like a max character limit of 1600 because Go High Level restricts it to 1600. So now that's a little enhancement in place. Profile photos are in place. Property type. We originally had land and lot. Then we realized like they're kind of the same thing, but technically land is like super broad. So you have to actually bring land down to like different subcategories. So like residential, commercial land, like agricultural land, industrial land. That stuff is coming. For now, we're just going to leave land as a main property type. In the future, we will do more granular like land types. Revamped inactive deals UI, so now it looks a lot better for past deals. And then we did a huge enhancement with the personalization message generation. So previously, actually, first release was like it took like 5 minutes for 100 bars. Second release, it took a minute for 100 bars, and then now I think it takes like 30 seconds. And hopefully in the future, which definitely we will, is it takes sub 10 seconds. That's definitely the goal. Next is buy box in Buyer Genie. So now you're able to see the buy box data directly within Buyer Genie. You don't have to like go out of Buyer Genie. You can just do it all within. And then deal text editor got an upgrade, so now you can have much better formatting. You can easily, copy something else from our doc and then just paste it in. And also huge enhancement is we have autosave in. Really big congrats to this team for doing this. Really amazing stuff. And now we fixed the buyer sorting in Buyer Genie. And with dry buyers, now before they were like ranked all over the place with in responsiveness, now you can see the most responsive to the least responsive. And then dashboard, time zone fix. So this was like just a little slight enhancement. So what is coming up, you may ask? Very exciting stuff. So what is coming up is called Genius Mode. Now, Genius Mode is something that I've thought about for a while. Uh, when I say a while, like a couple months, like since like maybe late November, early December, so like maybe 2 months ago. Started thinking about it, started thinking about the initial system designs and stuff like that. And I spent like not, I mean, like late nights. I mean, this was like, I had a night where I first discovered Cursor and I first discovered like that I could just speak into ChatGPT, like the O1 model, and it could just write me code and I can directly test it and I can iterate immediately. This was a huge change for me because before the iteration cycles where I would have an idea, a system design, I'd put on Whimsical, and then I would share it to developers and we would build things, but it wouldn't be as fast as an iteration cycle because I know the result that needs to get to. So if I can directly just test and reiterate before it even goes to like a more scalable architecture, then that's a lot better. And it definitely saves like a ton of time. I mean, like a ton of time. And now with the release of O3 Mini, like the team is going nuts. That's how you see so many things developing. So Genius Mode, essentially what it is it will you put a search on Buyer Genie, you enable Genius Mode, and within under 30 seconds, the reason why it's taking so long is because we actually have a bunch of complex algorithms, and there's a lot of AI involved for classification and stuff that we really go in depth. Like we don't just do simple searches. Like we really look at each record and we essentially create individualized algorithms for depending on what the buyer name what the buyer is, like what the buyer type is it a like my gosh, so many like sub algorithms that do this, and that's why it takes up to 30 seconds. You'll see like with the first release of like O1 or the O1 preview, it took like up to, let's just say, 30 seconds, a minute to get your results. So I could kind of just think of like this is like, yes, it's longer wait time to get the results, but it will be more accurate than anything else out there. And I can essentially guarantee that because we are, one, a CRM and data is an add-on, meaning if we are a CRM and we also have access to user conversations, then we can actually leverage this data to enhance our data even more to provide better data for the rest of the community. But it doesn't mean that data is shared. It just means that we look at this data to help improve our models or to help improve our algorithms in our database. So essentially, Genius Mode in caveman terms is you do a search and we pull buyers in the area, flippers, landlords, and or builders, if whatever you want. And we skip tracing automatically with a really in-depth, it's called the Genius skip tracing algorithm. And it's really, really good. Really, really good. We leverage Bizopedia, which is like an open corporates alike, if not from our testing, it's actually better than open corporates, usually a little more accurate. And we have a vendor that partners with IDI Core. So essentially you're getting private investor grade a level data or debt collection level data at your fingertips. So that's going to be really huge. It is an add-on because buyer data is expensive. But yeah, so next thing also, this is really small enhancement is being able to start buyers in Genius View. And then, uh, so, um, so in the future, we noticed that people wanted to send the message. This is like a more this is more like a slightly complex enhancement, but pretty much the last message or last phone number used in a conversation will be the one we use to actually send out the deal text and everything. So yeah, I am most excited about Genius Mode. This is going to come in about 9 days. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Haven't made a video in a while. This was really relieving. I feel really good about what's coming up. So yeah, bye guys.